Well, the inevitable has happened. Bernie Sanders has been successfully sidelined by the DNC and establishment Democrats. Again. Here he is addressing his peeps from quarantine in Vermont. He starts with a couple of minutes of thanking people, but I won't bore you with that. Here's the crux of the matter in 1 minute. Here is where Bernie tells us how he won, even when he lost.
Together, we have transformed American consciousness as to what kind of nation we can become, and have taken this country a major step forward in the never-ending struggle for economic justice, social justice, racial justice, and environmental justice. The greatest obstacle to real social change has everything to do with the power of the corporate and political establishment to limit our vision as to what is possible and what we are entitled to as human beings. If we don't believe that we are entitled to health care as a human right, we will never achieve universal health care. If we don't believe that we are entitled to decent wages and working conditions, millions of us will continue to live in poverty. If we don't believe that we are entitled to all of the education we require to fulfill our dreams, many of us will leave school saddled with huge debt or never get the education we need.
Can you imagine earning an education? It's unthinkable. He's right in some ways, though, isn't he? He has moved the needle. He has managed to get millions of Americans to stand up proudly and say, I am entitled to everything I want. And furthermore, I'm ready to give up 90% of my freedoms at the drop of a hat. When you look at how casually state governments shut down the greatest economy on earth, you know that Bernie Sanders and his collectivist vision have indeed gotten into the mind of America. As a true believer, Bernie has always sought to turn our innate admiration for the private sector into contempt. So yeah, on that count, you'd have to say he won. My social media feed is full of Bernie Sanders progressives who've lost their jobs. They're posting videos of themselves singing or philosophizing, and of course, they have their hands out for a donation or two. But they're filled with an odd sense of acceptance and peace. They've been promised that if their jobs never come back, government will take up the slack. No worries. Government will cover my rent. I'll be okay. Just let me hide out here in my apartment for a few more weeks, and then I'll do the next thing government tells me to do. A multi-trillion-dollar federal bailout to rebuild an economy gutted by states and cities fits right into the vision of the Sandinistas. Look at us. We're wandering the streets with scarves over our faces like confused Bedouins. Every locked-up business we pass is an hourglass running out of sand. And not one progressive I know has questioned this. They just accept it as inevitable. All it took was for a virus to attack New York City, and every Democratic governor in the country ordered the doors locked and the lights turned out. There was no proactive problem solving, no all-night sessions between these governors and business owners, no attempt to figure out how we can stay safe and solvent. Nope, just a blanket order from on high and mass collective obedience. How proud Bernie must be to see governments controlling the means of production. As I write this, the radio news assures me that people who defy government orders and reopen their businesses can now be arrested and jailed. Yes, I'm in California. This whole shutdown has been a demonstration of collectivist control over the engines of capitalism. We've been shown that if you combine an external threat like a virus with media-stoked panic, you can destroy an economy while being seen as a hero. The young college-educated people who have supported Sanders see profit as, at best, a necessary evil. The big businesses Bernie warns them about are storybook abstractions to them. But like all children eventually do, Bernie's disciples are about to deal with the consequences of their simplistic worldview. Now they will all lose something they loved. Many things, probably. The little coffee houses and rock clubs and art galleries and groovy dive bars, all of their hipster hangs, gone. And many are not coming back. Millions and millions of young socialists will find themselves standing outside a favorite place that they had never once thought of as an expression of capitalism. They'll try the door and be stunned to find it locked. Why won't it open? The quarantine is over. Why won't my life start back up again? This country is in for a massive reckoning. You can't just print money and throw it at every problem like fairy dust. Civilization is hard work. The culture is hard work. That funky little boutique in downtown Portland where you always got the cool gear, gone, not coming back. That microbrewery in Austin where the cool guys with tattoos and beards made old school IPA, gone. Because it turns out that at ground level there is nothing wonderful that doesn't in some way involve the pursuit of profit. And now Bernie's gone too. Pretty soon, the Wuhan cooties will also disappear. Summer will arrive, the nights will be warm and inviting, but the music will not automatically begin to play. It will take a long time for life to again find its comforting rhythms. And everybody everywhere will see up close and personal what happens when collectivists seize control. By fall, tens of millions of young Americans will have begun to grow up. But it's going to be a long, sad summer for the children of Bernie Sanders. Thanks for watching. If you like this video, subscribe to our channel and then click the little bell to get notifications.